The following is a fan-based video review under fair use. ET The Extra Terrestrial is owned by Universal Pictures, Amblim Entertainment, Steven Spielberg, and Kathleen Kennedy. Please support the official release and streaming services.
What's up? It's BigJackFilms here, and welcome to another review. So I decided to retreat to Florida and enjoy the nice hot sun here at Universal Studios, which makes me wonder how things are going in Canada. Hey Brad, how is it up there in the Great White North?
It's cold as shit, you fuck!
Well, that's nice. Anyway, since we're here at Universal, why don't we talk about the man who created this classic park, Mr. Steven Spielberg.
Yes, we all know the legend and the man that made many of our childhoods at the movies. From directing Jurassic Park to producing Back to the Future, he created and helped change the way movies are made while still sticking to that classic form of the Golden Age. And he was on the top of his game in the 1980s. After making two of his biggest hits, Jaws and Close Encounters of the Third Kind, everyone was in speculation on what would be his next big picture.
So, in 1982, Spielberg released what was originally a sequel to Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and became his most popular film to date. And since we're visiting the ride here today, we might as well take a look at the film that inspired it. So, grab your trusty bike as we take a flight with ET The Extra Terrestrial. The film's story is about a family of aliens landing on Earth to study and gather its plant life, as one of their members, who is named ET, goes way too far from sight and is accidentally left on Earth. Lost, alone, and 3 billion light years from home, he encounters a young boy named Elliot, played by Henry Thomas, who befriends him and stays with him in his home.
This is Greedo. This is Hammerhead.
Bro, I know who these people are. You don't have to tell me. I was there. I was there when the Republic fell and the Empire took my planet. Why do you think I'm even here, you little shit?
Becoming closer and somehow suddenly spiritually connected to their minds and bodies, they must both work together to somehow contact ET's family and get him home. But the government is secretly on ET's trail, and is determined to capture him in order to use him for science, of course!
ET, along with Elliot's family, must run and hide from the feds to get ET to the alien craft's landing site before it's too late.
So, what are my thoughts on this beloved gem? Well, in my opinion, it's one of Spielberg's finest films.
Once again, like most of my favorite films, the combination of Universal Pictures and Spielberg's directing truly makes this a masterpiece. It's full of wonder, magic, suspense, and awe. It's filmmaking at its finest. The characters are wonderful in their own right. Elliot is the kind and gentle spirit, even in the darkest times of his life, and the connection he shares with ET is truly heartwarming and magical.
Can you say E.T.?
E.T.
The rest of the family is great as well. The mother, played by Dee Wallace, is an incredible actress. You can see the pain and emotion she carries through each scene. The feelings and action she shows for her kids is kind of genuine and real. Which makes me wonder, what else did she work on besides this film?
Cujo.
Jesus.
That's terrific.
You also have the two siblings, one of which is played by Drew Barrymore in her first film role, who shows real talent at a young age. A great performance.
What's happening?
The brother, played by Robert McNulton, is also really good in the film, showing the real sentimentality of a big brother. He can be a bit of an ass to his younger siblings, but ultimately will protect them in the darkest of times.
I have
Absolute power!
Bro, stop mocking my culture. I have Yoda on fucking speed dial.
You can't phone home, but yet you have Yoda on speed dial?
And then of course there's the main villain, Keys, played by Peter Coyote. While only appearing in the third act of the film, his presence is very chilling with his first entrance. But when you get down to it, he's not really that evil. It's not like he's wanting to torture E.T. to bring down Elliot and hurt him, but this is a guy who wants to know the secrets of life on other planets. He wants to show that aliens can bring better to the world, and it's all in the name of science. So to call him a villain is a little harsh.
Elliot, I don't think that he was left here intentionally. But his being here is a miracle, Elliot. And you did the best that anybody could do. I'm glad he met you first.
But of course, let's talk about the real hero of this movie. This guy. There's no doubt about it that E.T. is one of the most iconic characters in film history. And this film really captures why. The performance of the creature effects, created by Kong 76 veteran Carlo Rambaldi, showcases the character with real emotions. The design of E.T. is incredible, with his little body, extended neck, and of course his glowing heart look fantastic on film. And the character itself is great. He can scare us, make us laugh, and especially tear us up. The backstory of the film's development comes from several sources. Originally planned as a sequel to Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Spielberg actually had the idea in his head for close to 20 years. After his parents sadly divorced in the 60s, Spielberg filled the void of his depression by befriending an imaginary alien. While filming Raiders of the Lost Ark, the idea of a boy and his alien from his childhood sparked Spielberg's mind and made it his goal as his next big project, and boy did it pay off. The production of the film is absolutely fantastic. From the lighting to the cinematography, the film has Christian Spielberg's style with dark nights and lens flares within spotlights, which is now kind of akin to those like J.J. Abrams. The shots of the California woodlands and the suburban neighborhood is very well photographed and shows a real lifestyle of the 1980s. As well, we gotta note the special effects. Carlo Rambaldi is at his finest here with the E.T. effects, far superior to his Kong animatronics some 6 years prior, and the visual effects work of Industrial Light and Magic did a great job with the model spaceships and miniature work. The music by John Williams is probably his most iconic when it comes to his collabs with Spielberg. Not only rings classic Hollywood, but the magic of movies in general. It's also a classic theme to Universal Studio itself, to the point where every time I visit the backlot, I can't help but think that this is its national anthem. Speaking of which, the E.T. adventure here at Universal Studios Florida is equally as impressive as the movie. With its use of animatronics and iconic interiors, it's entertained old and new for over 25 years, being one of the last of the classic attractions here at the studio. It was operational at the Hollywood and Japan parks, but both did not last long as the original here in Florida.
Everyone agrees. The E.T. ride is out of this world.
I got on a bike and I rode with E.T.
The special effects are great.
It's spectacular.
It's for everyone. It's great.
I've never flown like this before.
She said my name.
Oh. Ride the movies at Universal Studios Hollywood.
I love E.T.
So overall, the film is pretty much flawless. Now, are there any downsides to it? Well, there is one element that could throw people off, and that of course is the dark tones of the movie and E.T. himself. I gotta be honest folks, when I was a kid, E.T. scared the crap out of me. The dark nights of the film as well as the close-ups of E.T. can be creepy and make you want to cover your eyes as a young kid. But unfortunately I have to talk about the elephant in the room. Well, it's more of the alien in the room. Yeah, as most of you know, E.T. did not go over so well in the world of video games. There is of course games like E.T. for the PS1, which I bought out of pure curiosity, mind you, and I gotta say, while it's the best of the games, I don't know what the fuck is going on and it's so quiet. It really puts you to sleep. There's also a level on the Universal Studios theme park adventure on the GameCube, which is probably not worth wasting your time on. But of course we need to talk about the dreaded Atari game. My opinion is much like everyone else's. It's not the worst, but it is frustrating. The biggest problem I have with it are these fucking holes in the ground. I can never get past them. And the controls are horrible. By the way, why the fuck did E.T. land in a field of nothing but holes? I keep expecting to bump into Shia LaBeouf for Christ's sakes. God, these fucking holes! Urgh! Fuck! It's enough of this. So, do the dark tones and the crappy games affect the film in any way? Well, I don't think so. Overall, E.T. is definitely a masterpiece. Between this, Jaws, and Jurassic Park, These films are what made Spielberg an iconic name in Hollywood and shows the talent of a master director. It's one of his best films to date, and if you haven't seen it, do yourself a favor and check it out. With heartwarming characters, a great story, fantastic filmmaking, and still groundbreaking special effects, it's a film that captured the heart of millions and still does today. A solid 9 out of 10. Definitely worth a watch.
I'll be right here.
So that was my review of ET The Extra Terrestrial. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'd say check it out. Not to mention the ride here at Universal Studios Florida. And what are your thoughts on the film? Let us know in the comments below. Would love to hear from you. Until then, this is BigJackFilms. Wait a minute. Next month is March. I get the feeling I'm supposed to be doing something. I don't know, maybe a lunch full of bananas will help me out.